Yo, what up YouTube? This video is about becoming 1%. It's a new project I'm working on to bring all aspects of life into the 1% level. Check it out. I'm going to take you guys on the journey. This video is the overview of the whole project.
We're kind of want to go over becoming 1%. It's the project I'm starting. And I'm starting this new thing because of three main reasons. So I'll kind of go over like each of these right now. Okay. So the first thing is I have 10 weeks off during the summer because I'm a teacher, and that's one of the main benefits of being a teacher. Is like you have like this uninterrupted time during the summer to do whatever the heck you want to do. Right? Most people go on vacations and work on lesson plans and things like that. But I've always used it as a way to like really accelerate my life, just to like add fuel onto things that I'm super interested in doing. Right? So it's kind of like the time I use to work on the things that will help me get to the next phase of like wherever I'm at. So last summer, I started my YouTube channel. I started really thinking about my YouTube channel last summer, and ever since then, it's been really good. This year, it's been one of the most funnest things I've done this year, and I've been working on it, a little bit every week on the YouTube channel. But it all started last summer because I had like 10 weeks to kind of think about what I wanted to do. The second reason I want to do this new project, and I'll get to like what the project is in a second. But it's like the place I am in my life right now. So I don't know if you guys have heard of this like Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And basically what it says is like this: it's like a pyramid, and as you get more of these things in life, you can start doing things that are like at a higher level. So the last couple of years, I've been kind of working on, some of these basic needs, right? Like some of these basic psychological needs, like food, water, and having a place to sleep. And then last year I bought a house, and I don't think I'm gonna move away from here anytime soon. So I have like my basic needs met. And then this year, I really felt like I've kind of got my belongingness and love needs met as well, because I just had a baby, and I have a pretty good relationship with my friends and my family, and also my intimate relationship with my wife right now is pretty good too. So all these needs I have kind of met, right? So just put a check mark next to all of these. But I haven't really been working on like self-fulfillment, like doing things that'll doing things to like get my self-actualization needs completely met, right? So so I guess that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this, is because I feel like if I'm just checking the chat just to make sure everything's good. It seems like everything's good. So where I'm at in my life is like perfect to start a new project. And the third reason why I'm doing it is because I feel like I need to do a little bit more experimentation in how I live my life, and like how I can get to this self-actualization phase. And I have been doing lots of experimentations as far as like learning, and as far as like changing different activities that I do, but I haven't really taken it to the next level. I haven't really invested money or a lot of my energy in doing experiments to try to become self-actualized, or to get my self-fulfillment needs met. And right now I do have time and money, some extra money that I can be using to kind of do some experiments. So I guess those are the kind of like the reasons why I'm doing this. And let's kind of want to talk to you guys about what the project actually is. So the project is going to be called I actually bought this domain name, becoming1%.com, and I guess 1% is becoming 1% kind of, it's about becoming like the top 1% of becoming the top 1% of performers at different fields in my life, right? So you've probably heard of like the 1%ers. These are the people that make the most money in society in America, and you probably heard of like the Wall Street, the 99% movement and things like that. And I think that in the last couple of years, ever since the recession and all those different things that happened in 2008, where rich people and being successful and being financially wealthy has kind of gotten a bad rap. It's even in light of like our president, like Donald Trump and things like that, people generally think being wealthy and successful is only done when someone's cheating someone, or someone is doing unethical business practices and things like that. But I don't think that's actually the case. Being successful is, I even talked to a friend of mine, and he was saying that if you had a lot of money, it actually would make you do things that would be kind of unethical. And I just think it's like a really terrible way to look at success and money. And it has a bad rap, and I kind of want to show people, and even show myself, that being successful and having money and doing certain things the correct way is not a bad thing. It's how you should be living life. And becoming the 1% is not just about becoming the 1% of like income earners. I kind of think of the 1%, or becoming the 1% as in terms of these things right here. I actually want to become the 1% at, and I kind of put this as wealth, because that's like the 1% of wealth, right? Like the top 1% of wealth. But when I think about wealth, I don't really think of it in terms of just like financial wealth, right? I mean, if you want to become the top 1% of wealth earners in America, you have to earn around $450,000 a year, right? That's the top 1% of all people that file a tax return. But there are other wealth metrics that people don't think about. That's super important. I think one of the one of the important metrics is to like become the top 1% at physical wealth, like being healthy as far as your body's concerned, like the thing that will take you from year to year to year. Like it's like a car. How do you maintain this like physical wealth, health, and like feeling good about in your body and about your body, right? And then there's mental wealth, right? Mental wealth is like not having depression or anxiety or a bunch of these like societal things that kind of make us unstable in our mind, right? Like how do you get to a place where you're just happy about yourself and you have healthy self-esteem, you're confident, and you're able to impact other people in a positive way? And I think building up this mental health is also another way to get to like the top 1%. So $400,000 is what it'll take to get to the top 1% of income earners, but I'm not sure what the top 1% of mental wealthy people have. And when you think of physical wealth, you think of athletes and people that are doing really well. But I think another thing that is important to think about physical health is like longevity. I would like to live for a very long time, and then if you're physically healthy, that's one of the ways that you can get there, right? If you don't get sick a lot, if you don't have any chronic illnesses, if you make sure to get your checkups when you need to get those checkups, and just like eating, doing exercises, sleeping well, doing all those things that you need to do in order to like increase your lifespan and the quality of your life for a long period of time. So to get to the top 1%, I think I kind of know how to do that, but I'm gonna do some more experimenting and learning about how to become like the top 1% of physical wealth in America. The next thing is time wealth. I think I kind of have a lot of time wealth because I'm a teacher, because I get like 1/4 of the year to do whatever I want. But the top 1% of people who have time wealth are people who have, I would say, like 75% of the time to do whatever they want. I don't know about these numbers. I don't know how like accurate these numbers are. But if you want to have time wealth, you probably need to reduce the time that you spent earning money, reduce the time you spent on your like social obligations, unless you really enjoy doing those things, and you need to reduce the time that you spend doing things that you generally don't want to do, right? So I think it's kind of fair to say if you can get to about 75% of your time is your time to do what you want to do, I think that will probably put you at about the top 1% of all people living in the United States. Like even when you think about like people who have like a lot of time, right, a lot of time to do whatever they want, most people automatically think of people like homeless people, right? Like homeless people pretty much have as much time to do whatever they want as they want, right? But I don't think that's true, because they do have to spend a lot of time getting these needs met, and they probably have a lot of stress around getting those needs met. So their time that they have is not stress-free time that they have. So that's kind of something that I wanted to address in this project as well. The next thing that I kind of want to hit is social wealth, right? Like I think the majority of society right now, especially after college, are people that don't really have like an abundance of a social network. And like, I don't know the exact numbers, but most of America and most of the developed world, a lot more people are reporting that they feel lonely, and most people in the world, especially developed countries, are living alone and spending a lot more time by themselves than they did before. And this is something that I've kind of experienced too, when I was, especially like a few years ago, after I moved away from college and all that stuff. I didn't have a network of friends and like people that I can go to and hang out with and talk about my problems with, and like people that I can help and people that can help me. So this is another thing that I kind of really want to work on. And then there's like, I think the top 1% of people that are socially wealthy are what's called super connectors, and I would like to become a super connector as well. So yeah, so these are the I guess the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 areas of wealth that I'll be trying to become 1% in. And this whole idea of the 1% actually came from Benjamin Franklin, and he was like this amazing Renaissance man. He was a scientist, an inventor, a politician, writer, and he was a socialite. He got to know some of the most famous people in the world. But by the time he was living, he was an inventor. And the reason why he was able to do that is because he concentrated on accumulating wealth in all these areas. Social wealth, physical wealth, mental wealth, financial wealth, and time wealth. And in the Declaration of Independence or whatever, he was one of the main people that were kind of working on that document. There's this paragraph where it's actually talking about the pursuit of happiness and the liberty to do that. And that's kind of what the American dream is about. It's not really about like buying fancy cars and like big houses and laying on the beach somewhere. It's actually about pursuing these ideas. It's about like developing yourself to be able to accumulate some of these factors. And the last reason why I kind of want to work on this project is because I can, and I really want to. And the thing that I'll be doing is hopefully I'll be able to kind of take these ideas. I actually bought the domain name 1%, becoming1%.com, and hopefully I'll be able to kind of take my experiences and my experimentations and the people that I'll be talking with to kind of help me get there, and put those like that documentation on my YouTube channel, and you guys can kind of see my progress, and that's kind of where I'm going. So I do have some goals, and these are not like like goals I'll be trying to get in the next like year or two, but these will be goals that I'll be trying to achieve in the next like 10 years. All right, so these are not like short-term goals. These are like very long-term goals that I think that a project like this will kind of help me keep track of. So the first long-term goal that I have is I would like to live to be 100 years old. And I did some research on this earlier last week, and it turns out about it's a very low percentage of the population live to be 100 years old. Now this number is actually increasing every year. So by the time you get to 2050 or something, 20 years from now or 30 years from now, that number will actually increase to maybe to about 1%. So that's my goal. And there's a lot of things that need to go, or there's a lot of things that need to happen in order for people to actually get to 100 years old. And some of those things are physical, mental, and social wealth. People who really take care of their bodies, take care of their minds, and have a lot of good, healthy relationships have a higher chance to become 100 years old. And most of the things that used to kill us accidentally, like animals or wars and things like that, or disease, are actually kind of eliminated. And a lot of the things that actually kill humans now are things that are based on behavior, like obesity, cancer, heart failure, things like that are kind of preventable when you think about living a certain lifestyle. And I kind of want to develop over the next 10 years a lifestyle where this will become a possibility and even a likelihood. The next goal is to get to $100,000, $400,000 income per year. And I do have some couple ideas that I'll be documenting. The first thing is to change the paradigm of trading dollars for hours, right? So I work 40 hours and I get a certain amount of money, and this needs to change. So I have five methods, 5 experiments that I'll be doing over the summer, where I'll be investing some time and some money in order to create passive income for myself. And then over the next 10 years, if any of these work, or some of them will work, I will be trying to increase the amount of passive income to about $400,000 per year. And that will definitely put me at about 1% of the highest income earners in the U.S. And this number is it's a pretty big number, but I think it's doable, especially if you think of it in terms of like 10 years. I mean, about 1 in 100 people are 1 in 100 people in America are earning over $400,000, and there's no reason why a person like me, who has time, energy, and health, and I'm fairly intelligent too, why I shouldn't be able to get to this number if 100 other people. If you have 100 people and then one of them is earning this much, there's no reason to think that I wouldn't be able to become one of these people if I concentrate on it for the next 10 years. And the last thing is I want to grow my influence to about 100,000 people on YouTube. And I think this project is going to kind of help me with that. I'm already kind of working on different ways that I can help people with things that I know to be true. Like some of the things that I know to be true is how like ADHD and dyslexia are not negative things, but they're like positive things that could actually help people have a better life than normal people, right? So that's one of my things that I really believe in, and that other people can benefit from. And I think if I start doing some of these ideas, right, like really implementing some of these ideas, growing my time wealth, financial wealth, mental wealth, physical wealth, and social wealth, and I share what I've learned, I think a lot of people will benefit from it, and I can kind of grow my influence to 100,000 people in the next 10 years. So it's not a huge inconceivable thing, because from last year to this year I grew to about 2,000 YouTube followers. At the time of this recording, I have about 1,700 YouTube followers, and that's 1 year. And if I can, and every year this number gets the speed of which my, every month the speed of which I grow my influence, it gets a little bit faster too. So when I was first starting my YouTube channel, I think I had about 15 people subscribe the first month, and last time I checked, I have about 215 people that subscribed last month. So that the number is actually increasing, like the speed of which people like discovering my channel, and like how much like the momentum I'm getting, and I'm getting better at making video content as well. And then hopefully I'll be able to kind of put all these things together to create something that a lot of people will benefit from. Therefore, they'll want to be involved in the channel and be involved in the community. And the last thing I want to kind of talk about is I will be creating this page, becoming1%.com today, and I'll be putting all these different things into categories and ways that are going to be easy for people to kind of check out. All right, guys. So that's the plan. That's the plan for the becoming becoming the 1% project. Hope you guys will kind of stick around. Hopefully some of you guys will be able to benefit from it, and if you do, I'd really appreciate you guys' support. All right, thanks a lot. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If this is your first time here, I'd love for you guys to subscribe. If you like this video, you can hit the like button to support the channel, and let me know your thoughts on the comment section. Thanks again. See you next time.